Hello ladies and gents, welcome back your lovely faces to a brand new horror news video here on the channel. Well, this is absolutely really interesting to see, and to be honest with you, I cannot wait to see it if it's true. So Danny Boyle is filmed 28 years later, which is the legacy sequel I think that they're doing to it, to 28 Days Later, with an iPhone 15 Pro Max, which is this phone right by here. I got that phone. And they filmed the entire film on those. Again, they are specially modified for certain things. But this is absolutely insane. We've seen a few films recently who has done, iPhone films. You had Steven Soderbergh did one, which was actually quite good. It was in a hospital. And it looked good, but you could also tell it was certain things that it looked off from a normal camera. But production wrapped earlier this summer on Danny Boyle's 28 Years Later, the long-awaited sequel to 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. Oh, there we go. That intends to launch a brand new trilogy. Boyle and Alex Garland are re-teaming for the planned trilogy, with Garland writing the first movie and Boyle back in the director's chair to bring the horror to the screen. Yeah, when these two get together, so many great things happen. So many great things. And the films are just awesome. And in my eyes, Alex Garland is one of the best writers out there, because the guy is just so good at writing conflict. He just is. On that note, an article over on Wired this week reveals that 28 Years Later was at least partially filmed with a bunch of adapted iPhone 15s, specifically the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Wired details an insightful report on the production. The Hollywood thriller, with its budget of $75 million, is the biggest movie to date to film with smartphones. What you need to remember as well, though, is when they filmed the very first one, it was on handheld. It never had that look. It had the very grungy, amateur style film. Just that photo by there, you can see with that there. Just the way it looks because of the grain and everything else. That's what he was going for. He wanted the down and gritty look, and that's exactly what he got. Principal filming for 28 Years Later wrapped at the end of August. And until now, the production has kept under wraps the fact that the movie was shot with smartphones, with the staff being asked to sign NDAs, preventing the disclosure of this detail. Wired also reveals, in addition to using the iPhone 15 Pro Max as the principal camera, some scenes in 28 Years Later were shot with action cams strapped to farm animals. We're in for some awesome shit, I'm telling you right now with this. And it wouldn't surprise me, obviously, putting the GoPros or whatever on the sheep, because you have it in a lot of videos now where people are strapping action cameras to their dogs and their pets. And when they're running, and it looks absolutely amazing. Especially when you got one on a frisbee or something, and the dog picks it up and that's right there in the dog's face. It is absolutely amazing angle. So I can see a lot of cool stuff happening with this. And as you can see by there, 28 Years Later arrives in theaters June 20th, 2025, next year, which that's going to be really cool. And obviously the cast is absolutely insane. Obviously, we got Cillian Murphy, who is back. The horror movie stars Jack O'Connell, Amy Winehouse film, Jodie Comer, who I absolutely love, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Kick-Ass Tangerine, and hopefully, for me, the new Bond. You got Erin Kellyman from the Green Arrow and Willow, and obviously you have Ralph Fiennes. Oh. This cast, out of them there, just Jodie Comer, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, and Ralph Fiennes, just those three alone would get people in seats. But obviously, Cillian Murphy is executive producing and returning to star. It says reportedly he was announced, because he said it himself that he was doing it, and it's actually amazing to see that after he wins an Oscar, this is one of the first projects he does. And there you got that Nia DaCosta will direct the second installment in the trilogy. Now, with that one there, I'm a bit like this, but Candyman, the legacy requel, whatever you want to call it, I absolutely love that film. Nia did a phenomenal job with that movie. But then, obviously, as Marvel goes about their normal business, they gave someone who had a substantial, a little bit of a hit, with a, 10, 20, $30 million movie, they go and give him a $250 million budget film like the Marvels. To be honest with you, for the any type of sequel to a superhero film, that is huge. I really do think you need to try and get someone who has experience of directing those big budget films. You just need to get it there. But that's how Marvel do it. They try and get people that they know they can control and like basically ghost direct. That's what they do. Unless you are the Russo brothers and John Watts, who did the Spider-Man trilogy. But you also got a couple of others, like Kenneth Branagh. But Kenneth Branagh also said about Thor, it's one of the things he loved doing. But he said he was getting so much input and what was it he called? He didn't call it stress, he called involvement. That was it. He goes, there's just been so much involvement from the producers and higher-ups in Marvels. That's why he never came back to do Thor the Dark World, because he just had enough of those people interfering, which I can see. The original movie in 2002 starred Cillian Murphy and was written by Alex Garland and directed by Boyle. In the smash hit horror film, 4 weeks after a mysterious, incurable virus spreads throughout the UK, a handful of survivors try to find sanctuary. Yeah, and this shot by here in the film, when he's walking through London, I absolutely love it. Because if any of you have gone to a London or anything else, trying to shut down this area is nigh on impossible. And when they did it, same with the Bond film, they had to do it in increments of 20 minutes. Close it for 20 minutes, let it open up. Shut it, open it up. Because, again, it's one of the busiest roads in the entire UK. But I'm glad we're going to see a sequel to this. 28 weeks, I actually do enjoy that. Mostly because the actual stadium scene, which they're saying is Wembley, was actually filmed at Cardiff Millennium Stadium, or the Principality Stadium, which is just down the road from me, which is absolutely amazing. But I like Robert Carlyle as well, though. And those chase scenes in those films were outstanding. But yeah, let me know what you think about this, guys. Are you looking forward to the brand new 28 weeks or days, whatever, the 28 months sequel? There's so many things going on with this. I do think it's going to be a good film and a big hit. Let us know down below, guys. Like and subscribe, and I will see you soon.